Good morning. It's 9 a.m. on a Friday. Oh, I don't think I've set up Carrie Holzman's redirect yet. And it's, let's see, November 10th, 2023. I'm distracted here trying to find where do I do that. There I've got audio confirmation. Oh, I see why I'm not finding that is because I was zoomed in. Couldn't see the edit button. Couldn't see the edit button when I'm zoomed in. So come over here and find Carrie. There he is. And the fix is in for that. Channel comments. Dennis yesterday he dropped out of Fortnite in the last game, or just before the end of the last game, I think it was. And so he gave me an explanation here. Yes, my ISP remotely reset my cable modem at the end of the game, and it didn't come back until nearly 4 hours later. Thanks for taking a look at Microsoft To Do. I've been able to use it despite the changes made. Thank you for that update. Lana Dro says, love that shirt color. That was from yesterday. That was this shirt color, the purple, the poiple shirt. Thank you, Lana. Very kind remarks. And then I want to go to, I've got a few things lined up to talk about, but I'll go look at chat. Oh, tomorrow I have an alarm about to ring. Let's see if I can stop that alarm from ringing. Tomorrow's show is going to be at an unusual time for Saturday. It's going to be at this time, 9 a.m. Pacific time, not the normal 11 a.m. Pacific time. The reason for that is my grandson has a soccer game at 11 a.m. tomorrow. It's his second to last soccer game of the season, so I want to go see that. And tomorrow morning is focused on Tony Wallow and fixing his Windows Update issue. The plan there is I want to do a image backup of his computer as it exists now, and then install the 22H2 from the Media Creation Tool website, rather than going through incremental updates, because he has 21H2 on that computer. It's no longer in support. So the updates are problematic. Well, we'll make an image backup and just install the 22H2 on top of the existing. That would be the quick, easy way to go with it. I have some things lined up to show you about some recent work doing with clients, but let's go look at the chat room. Brian Lightfoot, I'm having trouble trying to organize a hide and seek league. Good players are hard to find. Ken Stout says, I'm having trouble in Destiny's Child keeping my diamond guide. Okay. Was that the trailer? Is that Destiny's Child that I played this morning? I don't know. I'm having trouble in Oh no, Destiny's Child is an epic game, isn't it? Yes, trying to keeping my diamond guide. That's what he's thinking about playing on his 12-hour stream that he's going to do on November 32nd, December 31st. John Williams, I have never seen you move so fast. Must be the Gatorade. And that was from the trailer. Brian Lightfoot, read the manual. Seldom Ball. Greetings, something or other. That's in code, I guess. Seldom Ball was coding this morning. Tries it again. Greetings all. Trying again. Yeah, see there, the semicolon was right next to the L, so his hands were shifted. He tried to do LL exclamation mark. It was just the L's that were wrong. So greetings. O, yeah, right next to the I. M right next to the N. So his right hand was offset. And the G and the S on the left hand worked right. So I figured it out. I tried it. It is in French. It is in French. Oh, the manual. Sin Vicious, hello. Alice, hello. Jeff Ryman, good morning. Ran Israel, didn't we update him to 22? 22H2 last week? No, it failed to install. We tried to, and it failed to install. It undid itself, went back to 21H2. I'm pretty sure I'm remembering that right. Rick Lakes, good morning, folks. It's actually Destiny 2. Daniel Emberley updated AMD Adrenalin software this morning on 5700G. Integrated graphics build after computer locked up with audio buzzing and stalled video last night while watching Amazon Video. Second occurrence. So we'll see if that, she will see and let us know, I hope, if that update solved the problem. Chit chat. Dennis is watching Hexona. Hello, Zavi Manor. Jeff Ryman. I think Brian did mean RTFM. Read the French manual. Yeah, he just said read the manual, didn't he? He didn't say RTFM. Just read the manual. He's not doing what the cool kids do with their acronyms and all. And it's real bummer for something. Not sure what. Oystein, hello. Chit chats. And now I'm going to go bring up some pictures, some screenshots that I took yesterday about things going on. I've got a computer right here behind me from that I picked up from a client yesterday. Their power went out on, what was it, Monday, I think it was. And when he restarted his computer, it was just super sluggish. I connected to it remotely, and I found it super sluggish. And so I asked him, well, have you restarted it since powering it on after the power outage? And he said, yes, I did. And I asked, well, how did you do that? I'm kind of paraphrasing a couple different conversations, but I pinned him down. How did you do that? Did you go here? I showed him the start button on screen and then power and then click restart. Is that what you did? And he says, no. I held the power button down because it wouldn't respond. I said, no, that's not a valid restart. That doesn't count because still when the computer starts up after that, it's in repair mode. So it came back up and is all sluggish and all sluggish and all. All right, technical term, I think. And so then he said he had to hold the power button down. Let's see, well, I told you that part. So it was still up and running, and I checked to see how long it had been running in Task Manager. And it had been running for almost 2 days. So it has not been restarted. So I clicked to restart it. And then about 5 hours later, he calls me and says, it's still not restarted. It's just all black screens, kind of with a backlight to it, is what he described. And I said, you know what? I think I need to pick up that computer and just do some lab work on it. So I brought it in here to the lab, and first thing I do is I take the drive out of the computer, attach it to Baby Beast, and try to make a image backup of it. And right away, pretty quickly, it says backup aborted, unable to read disk, error code 23, data error, cyclic redundancy, check. And let's see here. Let's see, I gave it a time slip for it, is what I'm showing you here. Cleaned interior of the computer, so that was with the leaf blower. Removed hard drive. Began image backup prior to repair work. Backup failed with message such and such, yada, yada. Give them technobabble. It's impressive to the normals. This indicates a defective hard drive, so that was 20 minutes of time. And then let's see, this next picture shows that same shot without the time slip, showing that the partition that it was backing up at the time, my computer recognized, Baby Beast recognized that as the F drive, which was right here, and it is his C drive. I was thinking when I saw that, oh, I hope that maybe that's the EFT partition or the recovery partition. Win our recovery tools over here. And no, it's actually the C drive partition. So then I went on to the next step and I said, well, what if I can do a file and folder backup? And no, that didn't work either. However, there's the piece here that I'm not very familiar with. It was these error messages are during the backup of the shadow copy portion. I'm wondering what I did is I told it to back up the users folder, all of the subfolders under users. And I thought, well, maybe I should just go to his folder and do documents and pictures and so on. Now we'll get it to skip this. I haven't tried that yet, but I don't think I'm going to because this is a spinning hard drive. So I just went ahead and said, okay, let's just do this. the right way because all of his files that he cares about are stored on the server. In fact, I set him up with his laptop computer to get files from the server, and he's working from there. As far as I know, he's not using anything off of the C drive, although there's a lot of obsolete content on there. So I just ordered an NVMe drive for him. There is a slot for an NVMe. This computer's just a little bit too old to qualify for Windows 11. But this isn't off. He's very, very tight on the money. He's got a couple of his staff people still using Windows XP. What you gonna do? And I'm going to use this to talk to him about. I'm not sure if we got a backup going of that server. He's not been a long time client, and he's turned down about everything that I proposed to him about improving his systems. But I still respond to them when they have something that needs to be done. And let's see, what was this? This was showing another piece. Time remaining 21 hours to continue that folder and file backup. So I'll just be reinstalling Windows 10 on it. And I checked my notes this morning because I wasn't sure if we've even subscribed to a Microsoft 365 yet. In my notes, I had told him the cost of it, and I was waiting for an approval. I have to go through one of his office assistants to get the approval. I think we did get it approved and have it installed on one of their computers, and so we can share it to other users in the office. Now then, here is, I grabbed these screenshots from another client because what I had done on this client, I'm having trouble with a piece of software on their computer, so I created a new user to see if I could get it working, and I did get that working. That's a different discussion, but I just took some screenshots of this new user account. It came up with this: search the web in the middle of the desktop, and I've looked at this a few times. How do you get that back? If you've already told it not to auto launch, how do you get it back? Now this doesn't even have a check mark next to auto launch, so I'm not sure if it was going to auto launch on the next startup. So I just grabbed these screenshots. If somebody finds how to install that back on a computer or turn it on, this is something that happens through Microsoft Edge, and I've gone through the menus and I haven't been able to find where to turn that on. If you turn off search bar and it's not auto launching, how do you get it back? Somebody did want that back. Oh, I think it was Alice that wanted it back. And then here's another screenshot of another piece. So show search bar by pressing Win-Shift-F. It's that easy to start searching. So what I did on this computer last night is I closed the search bar, so it's gone, and then I tried Windows key Shift F. It did not come back. So I know there's something about it. Microsoft implemented it at one point and then took it back, and now it just seems to be weird and broken, but it still comes up when I create a new user account. So what's that about? Is that the last? That's the last of those photos. So again, tomorrow is going to be 2 hours earlier than the normal Saturday start time. It'll start at the same time that I start Monday through Friday, and we'll be focused on Tony Wallow's computer, and I'm going to cut it short. We're not going to go more than an hour and a half. Yeah, back to chat room. So they're buffering. Let's see, I don't have any dropped frames. My monitoring computer is still showing, my monitoring monitor, my tab that's monitoring the stream is still live, so it hasn't got slowed down due to buffering. James Disher, hello. In order to get the Diamond Guide back, you need to cut the red wire from Brian to Ken in that game. Savita Ran, James Disher, tomorrow will interfere with BAMAB, whatever that is, football game. All right. Ken to Brian, pun intended, I was killing it today. The poof diamond gone. There's a poof diamond. Let's see. Hello, Zavi's buffering, Rand's buffering. They're both in Israel. Ken's no buffering. Oystein has buffering. I'm not sure where he's at. I think he's maybe Canada or England. Oh no, maybe it's like the ad blocker will show up sooner or later. Buffering for Dan Nielsen. Ran Israel asking Oystein and Dan, where are you at? Brian Lightfoot to Ken, you may have accidentally joined a public session game, which is basically a practice session. It is not a quest. So therefore, no diamond guide. I did the same yesterday. Okay. Dan Nielsen is in Sweden. Oh, I recognize that. I remember that now because that is a Swedish name, I believe. Nielsen. There's a little different tweak to pronouncing it, I think. Ken to Brian, probably I was clicking on everything, slinging mud. Alice is having buffering. My day started 20 minutes ago from Rick. Doug, packets are stuck at the TSA check point. Yeah, they're pretty slow about checking through those packages, your luggage. Then it's 5 p.m. Eastern time. I'm going to guess this is his premiere. And 4 hours, 2 p.m. Pacifica time. So there's that link you can click on and watch his premiere when it shows. Brian Lightfoot, no buffering on this YouTube server. Of course, I'm only 90 miles away from the point of origin. Origin. Not origin. It's origin. Ken Stout, good, thanks for asking. Great to hear. Skipping through. We're not going more than an hour and a half. Famous last words. It's very much like Fortnite. Really? That game you're playing is a lot like Fortnite? Unwatchable. I'll catch a rerun later tonight. Take care all. See you later, Rand. I didn't notice any buffering, but I wasn't watching the screen. Sorry to hear that. Be safe. Now, something you can try when you've got buffering is just pause it for about a minute or two, then click play. Yes, you'll be behind, but your computer will gain ahead. See, if I come over here and right-click on the video and choose Stats for Nerds, you can see this. This will show your buffer health. If you've got buffering happening and it's unwatchable, if you pause the video, the buffering will continue. See, I paused the video in the background, but it's still bringing in. See this buffer health? As this line is growing, you're increasing a number of seconds. This is indicating there's 14 seconds, 15 seconds in the buffer right now. Eventually, this buffer health gets full. So then you should be able to click play and probably be able to watch the video without any buffering, and you're only a minute or so behind. Well, half a minute if you were to click now. So that's one way to deal with buffering if it's only on your end or just a handful of people that are watching. I didn't notice any buffering, wasn't watching the screen. Ken Stout, sorry to hear that. Be safe. To Rand. Unwatch, because of that. No buffering with VPN. When Zaviz Manor is using a VPN from the USA, he doesn't get buffering. Interesting. John Williams, no buffering. In Edge, click 3 dots under More Tools, click Launch Search Bar. See, I think I have tried that, and it didn't work. So in Edge, 3 dots, Launch Search Bar. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've seen that. In Edge, 3 dots, Launch Search Bar. See, it's not here. In Edge, click 3 dots under More Tools. More Tools. Launch Taskbar Pinning Wizard. No, it's not here. Under three dots, more tools, click launch search bar. More tools, launch search bar. Not here. Yep, I've seen that. When I Google it, that's what I've found instructions, but it's not there. Click the gear icon so the setting is 720 or 1080. I have a launch search bar there. Not sure why you don't. Yeah, and I've gone back to on a computer when I've said don't launch the search bar anymore, and I've gone back and I've found that option there, and it did not launch the search bar on the desktop. So I still have that temporary user account on my client's computer. So I'll try it on that one and see if I can. I think I closed it. Yeah, then the keyboard sequence didn't bring it back. So I'll try that more tools method on that computer, I think this afternoon. Now I'll tell you the story, what's going on with that computer. You've heard me talk about, I have a few government assisted housing buildings. And one of the computers in one of the sites is having trouble launching the management software. It's a government hosted website that they use for adding tenants and managing their tenants. And this one computer is unable to launch it, and we're getting a SAML error message, and this error message has a specific solution to it. And I worked with their tech support yesterday. They implemented the specific solution after I had tried it, and it failed. And so last night I connected remotely to that computer and created a new Windows account and tried doing that configuration, and it worked. So there's something about that user-specific configuration that is broken. The technician I was working with yesterday said that we can escalate that to a higher level technician if my after-hours work doesn't solve it. Now, they have evolved their software over time, and Microsoft Edge has evolved over time. This software, for a long time, we had to use Internet Explorer. It would not work in Edge. And then they evolved it to the point where it would work in Edge when used in Internet Explorer mode. In Microsoft Edge, you can configure it to run particular websites in Internet Explorer mode. Now they've evolved it a little bit farther to where they actually apply group policies. I think I talked to you about this yesterday, did I? It seems like we talked about the group policies issues yesterday. And that's a Windows 10 home computer. Now, Windows 10 home computer, you can't do group policies. We got to this one place on the screen where it said that your Microsoft Edge is managed by your IT department or your corporation, your something or other, enterprise. And the tech person that I was working with, the first tier, they said, well, you've got to talk to your tech department. I said, I am the tech department. We don't have group policies here. And I neglected to point out to her that this is Windows 10 Home. I suspect she didn't even know that Windows 10 Home, you can't implement group policies because you can't join Active Directory. Now, I haven't done a lot with group policies. I'm pretty sure I'm right about that. In order to use group policies in a corporate environment, you have to be logging into, authenticating to the Active Directory or domain controller. And there is none. And what I came to realize is that this is actually their software. They have an installation file that I downloaded and that she downloaded too and added in. The name of the file includes group policies, install group policies, something like that. So it's actually their utility software that in configuring Edge that applies these group policies. And in reading their documentation, their design, their intent is that through further incremental advances of their software that they can reconfigure people's computers by changing that group policy. But in that temporary user account that I created, the new user account I created, I applied that same group policy thing and it works. We're able to work. Yes, Greg M., I think in registry you can manipulate that. However, they also have a utility on their site that I did download and I did utilize yesterday before talking to that first level tech, but I didn't recollect it correctly when I was working with her. Is they have this other file for uninstalling those policies. And I did successfully uninstall it yesterday, but I went through a few various things and I didn't realize that that's how I had got it installed. But anyway, installing that doesn't solve the problem. It needs to be installed. So today I'm intending to work with get escalated to a higher level technician. Yes, Edge was up to date. We did look at that. And because it works properly on the other user account, that also confirms that it is up to date or it's functional, because the two different users can't have a different version of Edge. Dennis, I'm live watching the segment involving my comment. Thanks for everything. You are certainly welcome, my friend. Z Minor, I can see only in 480p. Are there special glasses you can use to see a 1080p screen in 480p? I don't know why I said that. Silly Doug. Tricks are for kids. Could be in the registry for Windows Home. Yeah, you can manipulate things that are registry items in Windows Home. And there's another, you can also get to local policies in the home version, the home gamers version. Let's see, it gets, I'm going over here to check that timer that just came off is to check and see if Ken Stout has anything set up, and he does not, because that's where I would put his link into chat. BH Ringer, I have a launch search 2 directly under launch taskbar pinning wizard running dev channel. So when you choose that, are you able to get that Bing search on your desktop, floating in the middle of your desktop? Does it come up? That's what inquiring minds want to know. Wintermute says yes. I've learned, let's see, that was BH saying he has learned launch search too. So I'm assuming that means Wintermute is saying it does show up on the middle of his screen, since that was just right after I said that. Alice is saying goodbye. She says, take care all. She knows we're about to end. Yes, search bar will come up when launched. Good, thank you for that. So I'm thinking that it could be, is it an add-on installed? I think in AppWiz. Could you guys that have that in Edge, could you check appwiz.cpl and see if you have a Edge search bar, Windows search bar? It seems to me that there was an actual app showing there, or it might be showing in these apps through here, because I think once you uninstall that program or app, whichever it is, I haven't been able to find how to reinstall it. BH says yes, search bar appears. Now, okay, then there's another thing. When you do that, when the search bar appears, can you close the search bar and then use this Windows Shift F to get it back? Does that work? Because even on this computer where it's there, when I closed it using this, I don't know if I use that or turn off search bar. Seems like those are two of the same things. Can you get it back with Win Shift F? All right. I think that will shut us down. We got to forward to Carrie's show. If you pause the video or even just click rewind and pause it, after I end the stream, you'll be able to stay in chat to see what people respond on this question about getting it back. Oystein's still buffering. I've even reduced the resolution to 480. Did you pause it? Did you try pausing the video so that your buffer will get caught up? Now, if I click live there, it goes stats for nerds. Right click on the video, choose stats for nerds. Buffer health is back down. See, when I clicked live, I ate up all of the buffer. The buffer is down to 0. And I have very little buffer. I have 0.83 seconds of buffer. And if I just pause the video, you see this buffer start incrementing up. Right now I have 4 seconds, 5 seconds, 6 seconds of video in the buffer. Now I could click play again, and you shouldn't get buffering because there's buffer in. Now, if you in memory, if you keep watching and you see that the buffer health is decreasing, then that says the stream that you're receiving from the internet is not keeping up with real-time play, and you'll have to keep pausing it. Well, then another way you could do it, let's click live again, so that wipes out the buffer. Now, this is going to stay around 1 second, it looks like, up, bouncing above and below 1 second. Now, if I do shift left arrow to slow the video down, now the buffer will increase. I did do that right. No, I did that wrong. I did shift left arrow went backwards. I did that wrong. It's shift comma. So that's 0.75 speed. So here the buffer should increase, and you're hearing me talk a little bit slow. I'd be talking at Ken Stout speed. That's not that he talks slow. I'm saying that he hears slow. Doug, you're so mean to him. Yeah, see that buffer increasing? All right. Let's get out of here. BH Ringer says, yes, it reappears with Win Shift F. He says, what? Well, he doesn't have his video slowed down right now. So I'll have to improvise the slow. So let's see, what was it that I said? Oh yeah, when I press shift comma, I can slow down the video to Ken Stout speed. Okay. Goodbye, everybody. Early tomorrow, 2 hours earlier than usual Saturday time. I think I've said that enough now. Click the button, Doug. Just stop talking and click the red button, will ya?